want you to come on into the video and let go. It's time to let go of everything that's worrying you. I want you to take a moment to breathe with me. And exhale. And one more. And now that we've relaxed ourselves a bit, I think it's time for us to set the mood. And what better to set the mood than the soothing and calming sounds of a fireplace crackling in the background. So on the count of 3, let's start the fire. 1, 2, 3, and now the fire has begun, and so too the video. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking a moment out of your busy life to come and take care of yourself and relax with me today. I apologize if you hear any background talking. My mom's working right below me. Are not to do anything. I'll be taking over and taking care of you for the next 20 or 30 minutes. So you have nothing left to do for today. It's all going to be okay. So, with that, we have everything set. And we will get into the first trigger of the night. I had planned to do a bunch of comfy and cozy triggers. I think I have about 4 for us tonight, at least on the list, and I may tap on a few other things or make sounds. I think we're going to do some crunching sounds with the first trigger. It's going to be a bean bag. I want you to imagine sitting weightlessly on a beanbag, and you're in the middle of the sky, just floating and looking over all of creation. Not a care in the world. But as I was saying, this is going to be our first trigger, which we'll do for a bit. The second trigger, if you've ever played Club Penguin as a kid, if you had a childhood, of course, then you will know exactly what the second one is. I don't have to say a single thing about what this guide is, what this little guy is. So, if you never played Club Penguin growing up, it was this game online that you would play, and you would have your own penguin, and you go around the map collecting coins and playing little mini games in order to gather cool items to decorate your igloo with or play with friends and get high scores. And it's just the type of game you play as a kid, and honestly, you can play it now too. I mean, no hate. I think my brother and I played last year just as like a little nostalgia trip. But there were these things called puffles that you could get, and this is one of the puffles. And they're your little pets that follow you around and you can play mini games with. And so me being obsessed with Club Penguin when I was in elementary school, I think one of my family members got me this puffle. The default ones that you could get was a kid, my favorite color was red. And then since it's been blue, sky blue specifically. And so, if you wanted to get more puffles, and they had all different colors, and each one, based off its color, had a different personality. So this guy is Mr. Cool, I guess you could say. And so I wanted all the other ones so desperately, but my parents did not love me enough, and therefore would not buy the Club Penguin membership for me, even though I wanted it so badly. But anyways, I really desperately wanted it, and that's one of the things I asked for as a kid from Santa, and Santa also didn't love me enough to get it for me. The second thing that as a child that I really wanted and Santa never gave me was a DS. I was never able to experience the choice of having a DS. It's fine, but I really badly wanted one, and I think it was before the days of Wii, or around the days of Wii, but I was a Wii lad, and I really wanted a DS or a DSi, and every year for Christmas, that would be the number one thing on my list, and my parents were like, that kid does not need a DS, and I was like, bro, Santa hates me, like, I must have been so naughty this year. But this was one of my favorite games to play, Club Penguin. It was I loved it so much that my parents knew it was a great thing to punish me with. So I, one time, was a very mischievous little boy, and so my dad was like, no Club Penguin for the next year. No, Daddy, no. So I was banned from Club Penguin for a year, but obviously, when you have like strict parents, you learn how to get around the rules and stuff, so I found a way to hop on occasionally. We would figure out what the password was to our desktop computer, and then we would log in and get on there, which was fire. Because like, back when I was a kid, my dad was always a strict one, so it was like, when dad's gone, it's free reign. Because my mom was so chill, like she wouldn't pay attention to what we were doing. So as soon as dad left for work, we were on the game. That continued through like middle school, high school age. Now back to the beanbag. If I put it over the microphone, then it's just gonna collapse and fall onto the mic, so I just decided to mess up my hair. Whatever. Anyways, now it's gonna be my back bling. Alright, it's just gonna chill behind me from now on. So, those are triggers 1 and 2 of the video. Sorry, let me look at you and make eye contact. I'm trying to work on that. When I was growing up, I always liked to look at myself in the camera, and so I have a bad habit of doing that rather than making eye contact with you, the viewer, which is probably more ASMR-like and personal, so that's what I'm trying to work on. But the next trigger, what the heck was the next? Oh yeah, the next cozy trigger is gonna be a pillow, but it's the purple pillow because the purple pillow is super cozy. Makes little fabric sounds, but I'm curious what I can actually do with it because, you know, JoJo has like the little, and other people have like the mini tester purple pillow, which is like the mini purple thing. It's like this big, this wide, this long, this wide, this, whatever, I don't even care, this wide, that long. And so I have the big version, which is what I sleep on every night, and it's like so like not plush. It's like sturdy, but it's soft, and it's like very like, it's not like your head's like sinks all the way through and then you have no pillow. It's not that soft, but it like, I don't know, it just like cradles your head perfectly. So I love my purple pillow. Let's see if I can squeeze it and make sounds. You to relax. I want you to relax. This is your time away from stress. You have nothing to do. This is such a bizarre way of doing ASMR. Okay, and next, what the heck are we doing next, guys? Well, I do want to read to you, because I think reading is very, very cozy. Okay, let's see if I can open it, see how the pages sound when I turn them. And the book we're going to be reading tonight is Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. trace a little bit on the book. Trace and tap. 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 Trace, trace, trace. Trace, 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 and tap. Trace, 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 tap, tap. Trace, 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 tap, 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 tap. Trace, tap, trace, tap, trace, trace, tap, trace, trace, tap. Okay. Are you ready to sit back as I have this beanbag just propping me up and get into today's reading? Shall I find... Oh, where are my glasses? Dang it, man. I wanted to just put on my reading glasses. I have glasses because apparently my eyes aren't shaped correctly. Let's go. I have my glasses case, but not my glasses. Empty. Okay. Alright, let me stop keeping you waiting. And now we enter. Shall we start from page 1? I think we start from page 1. Let's start from page 1. Page 1, page 1, page 1, page 1, page 1, page 1. Wait, relax. Page 1. Okay. Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief. To Haley, who heard the story first. That's sweet. Table of contents and chapter 1, ladies and gentlemen. So, these pages are made of a very interesting type of paper. It's like very rough and coarse. Oh, Charmander fell out of my book. I think I was using Charmander as a... this is vaporize my pre-algebra teacher. Look. Hey guys, so it got a bit noisy in my room. Everyone was kind of being loud, like my brother was playing video games with a friend, and it just got way out of hand up there. And so I thought we would come down to the basement where it's relatively quiet, and the only noise is the white noise in the background. And I would go ahead and continue the reading session. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the beginning because I continued reading, but honestly, I don't think the audio is gonna be good enough for me to keep that in. So we're gonna go back and start from page 1 again. So, page 1, chapter 1. I accidentally vaporize my pre-algebra teacher. Look, I didn't want to be half-blooded. If you're reading this because you think you might be one, my advice is, close this book right now. Believe whatever lie your mom or dad told you about your birth, and try to lead a normal life. Being a half-blood is dangerous. It's scary. Most of the time it gets you killed in painful, nasty ways. If you're a normal kid reading this because you think it's fiction, great. Read on. I envy you for being able to believe that none of this ever happened. But if you recognize yourself in these pages, feel something stirring inside, stop reading immediately. You might be one of us. And once you know that, well, it's only a matter of time before they sense it too. And they'll come for you. Don't say I didn't warn you. My name is Percy Jackson. I'm 12 years old. Until a few months ago, I was a boarding student at Yancey Academy, a private school for troubled kids in upstate New York. Am I a troubled kid? Yeah, you could say that. I could start at any point in my short, miserable life to prove it, but things really started going bad last May, when our 6th grade class took a field trip to Manhattan. 28 mental case kids and 2 teachers on a yellow school bus heading to the Metropolitan Museum of Art to look at ancient Greek and Roman stuff. I know, it sounds like torture. Most Yancey field trips were. Mr. Bruner, our Latin teacher, was leading this trip, so I had hopes. There was this middle-aged guy in a motorized wheelchair. He had thinning hair and a scruffy beard and a frayed tweed jacket life can be. And so just taking a step away for this amount of time can really, really, really change the course of your day or the course of your night. So thank you for being here, and thank you for taking care of yourself. I'm very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful for all the support from all of you over, even if you're new, if you've been here since the beginning, grateful for every single one of you and how you've impacted my life. And I can't wait to see where we go with this channel and what we're able to do. So, I wish you a wonderful,